Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This channel, Aware Science, is all about trying to learn various concepts of data science by practicing a lot of questions. In this video, we are going to solve this question on Leetcode regarding classifying triangles by length. I am going to share the SQL schema as well as the Pandas schema in the description box below. Okay, the question reads, we are given a table called triangles with three different columns A, B and C. The combined columns A, B and C is the primary key for this table. Each row includes the length of each of the triangle's three sides. We are asked to write a query to find the type of triangle. Output one of the following for each row. Equilateral if it's a triangle with three sides of equal length. Isosceles if it's a triangle with two sides of equal length. Scalene triangle if it's a triangle with three sides of different lengths. Not a triangle if the given values of A, B and C don't form a triangle. Order of the result does not matter. Okay, let's go through those examples. So here you have four different possibilities where you need to find out whether it is an equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, scalene triangle or not a triangle. So if you look at these, okay, so first thing that you need to keep in mind while solving such type of questions is, first, whenever three sides of a triangle are given, you need to check whether they can form a triangle or not. And the rule for that is the sum of two sides should always be greater than the third side. So if you look at it, the first three, yes, they satisfy. So A plus B is greater than C, B plus C is greater than A, and A plus C is greater than B. So first three can make a triangle. But if you look at A plus B is equal to 27, which is less than C, right? So these three cannot form a triangle. So in this last one, you need to have not a triangle as an output. All these three can form a triangle, then you need to determine the type of the triangle. So since two sides are equal, it is isosceles. Three sides are equal, it is an equilateral triangle. None of the sides are equal, so it is a scalene triangle. And that is what we have in our output. So what we can do is, let's try to make a column to firstly check whether the three sides of a triangle can actually form a triangle or not. So from this table called triangles, what we are basically doing is, let's keep all the three columns A, B, C and create a new column using case when statements. And to check for the condition, what we need to do is case when A plus B is greater than C and B plus C is greater than A and A plus C is greater than B. If all the three conditions are satisfied, then it is a triangle. So yes, else you return any of this is not satisfied, so you'll return no. And since we started a case then statement, and as let's try to rename this as triangle. Okay, let me go ahead and try to run this. Let's see what do we get in our output. So here what we have is, you have the ABC lengths, and then just as we discussed, the first three can make a triangle, yes, and the last one cannot make a triangle. So what we can do is, let's save this in a common table expression with CTE as, and then this entire thing goes into parentheses. And now from this common table expression, let's try to find the type of triangle. So return case when triangle is equal to yes and A is equal to B and B is equal to C. You do not need to check for A equal to C, because if A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then ultimately it is A equal to C. Then what you do is, then it is a equilateral triangle. So triangle formation is yes and all the three sides are equal. Then we return equilateral triangle when triangle is equal to yes and none of the sides are equal. So A is not equal to B and B is not equal to C and A is not equal to C. Now here you might be thinking, if A is not equal to B and B is not equal to C, doesn't that imply that A is not equal to C ultimately, just like we saw for equality? No. Think about A is 14, B is 15 and C is 14. So 14 is not equal to 15, 15 is not equal to 14, but 14 is equal to 14, right? So you need to make sure that A is not equal to C is also specified. So if all the three sides are not equal, then you return a scalene triangle, and then the condition is left with isosceles triangle. So when triangle is equal to yes, and then you need to satisfy three different conditions for isosceles. Why? Because two sides are equal and the third side is not equal. So in the parentheses, the first condition is A is equal to B and B is not equal to C, or B is equal to C and C is not equal to A, or A is equal to C, and C is not equal to B. So what we are basically doing is, any of the two sides of a triangle, if they are equal, that means it is a isosceles triangle. So if A and B are equal and B is not equal to C, so if A and B are equal and B is not equal to C, ultimately it also says that A is not equal to C. So two sides are equal, but the third side is not equal to the two sides. Similarly for BC and then AC. So if any of this is satisfies along with the triangle possibility is equal to yes, then you determine this as isosceles. So then isosceles, and then when triangle is equal to no, right? We just saw that, okay, triangle possibility is not there. So then we return it as not a triangle, right? Because that is what we need in our output. Okay, and since we started a case when statements, we need to end this as whatever is required in our output. So it should be triangle type. So end as triangle type. And since we do not need to order this by anything, this is good. Let me go ahead and run this. Let's see what do we get in our output. So yeah, this is accepted. Our output is same as expected output. Let me go ahead and submit this to pass all the test cases. So yeah, this is accepted, and this is how to do it. So not a difficult question. However, you need to know how can we determine based on the sides of a triangle if a triangle is possible or not. So we did that first, and then once we had yes or no's, then what we did was we checked for whether the lengths of the sides are equal. If they are equal, how many sides are equal, etc. And based on that, we determined equilateral, scalene, or isosceles. And in case their triangle is not possible, we return not a triangle. So yeah, this is how we do it. Let me know if there's a better or more efficient solution to solve this question. Let the solution be in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.